All right, so I got a question. Going back to Cam, is money enough to make up for the lack of character or love or other things that happen with men? Let me play a little bit of this, and then we gonna get y'all thoughts really quickly.
Men's love is almost predicated
On
on transaction
versus relational.
versus
Relational. Yeah,
emotions. You
which is
see what I'm
emotional.
saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
unlock these things
Yeah, yeah.
when there is a transaction here where it's like, okay, even if I'm low functioning, what picks up my slack is the ability to be high
There you
value.
go.
And then, which goes back to my point to a woman won't do that for a man.
Let me fast forward a little bit.
Why does he
And
sit
that's
like
just
this?
the
Won't do
reality.
what part?
She won't go to the depths of understanding like, yo, even though I have a high functioning man,
Okay.
if he doesn't provide value, then that function will run its course. Because if
So let me stop it right there and let me ask y'all a question. So he's talking about resources. When they say high value, let's just say you getting money or whatever, right? My question is, if a man is a good guy, or he's emotionally connected, or he love you a lot, at what point does not having money fall into the equation, in y'all opinion, to where a woman will say, you know what, you got all of these things, but not having resources is not enough, or vice versa, right? To where are women really able to overlook a lot of things in order to make sure that they got a man that got a bag and is willing to take care of them?
I think we should let
Um,
the woman answer that question.
well, I think for having a real relationship, I think that the one where the resources are there, but everything else is not, will run its course quicker.
Wait.
I
So you
think,
saying that if you got money, but the other stuff is lacking, then that won't last as long as if a guy don't have money, but he got the other intangibles.
yeah. And when I say last as long, I'm saying a real relationship. You might, the relationship itself might exist, but it being a sound relationship, I think that will run its course quicker, because I think that over time a woman will, she'll peg it that like this relationship, it is this. I think that we need to be able to connect to our men in more ways than he takes care of me financially. Like I think that's a need of ours. So I think the absence of it, money or not, is going to be felt, and you can't buy that.
I don't know,
It,
Carrie. I kind of almost. I mean, I can't discount it because you're a woman,
I
right?
agree. I 1000% agree.
I 100%
Like it
disagree.
won't. I don't think it would sustain. Like eventually, she'd be like, "Fuck you and your money." Nigga. Like women
Never,
don't.
never.
it might not
Women
be that
women get released from men that got money. They don't leave men with money. Now,
but
of
it
course,
might
you're
not.
gonna have the exception of you're gonna have the other rules, but I don't listen. Women don't leave men that got resources. Women may get pushed out, or women may get released, or the guy may be like, "All right, you know what? I'm tired of it," or whatever, so on and so forth. But in most instances, they don't do that unless they think that they're gonna get something as a result of it in return. So, for example, you can use the extreme circumstances like, a Jeff Bezos' wife or something. But let's just talk about regular millionaires or people that got a decent amount of money or people that make a decent amount of money. You don't leave. Women don't leave men that got resources. They get left. They get pushed out. I don't think that that happens. Now, women leave good guys all the time, 100% of the time. Women leave dudes that don't have money and be like, listen, I could do bad by my motherfucking self. So
I
I don't
don't
know
think
what
that the
y'all talking
woman would
about.
necessarily leave. I'm just saying I don't think that they have like the relationship would probably be just that.
I just no, I don't think
I,
that.
I think the I think that the relationship would have a higher chance of becoming just it's a shell. It's like I'm staying here because he takes care of me.
No, 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 no.
And it's not.
Let's put some extra. extra sauce on it, right? Because I'm not saying that that's the only thing in the relationship, right? Of course there is love there. Of course there is other things. However, let's say for example that the guy works a whole lot
Mhm.
and he does not make as much time for you as you want in order to spend time with you, whereas this other guy that worked 40 hours and is getting off of work and he got the weekends off, he don't have the type of resources to where y'all have to budget more and all of that and figure the shit out. You may not be able to go where y'all want to go, or you may not be able to go out this week. You know, you may have to plan for it next month or something like that, maybe once a month. But the love is not there for the guy that you got that's resources, but the quality of time may not be as prevalent, right? But a woman is not leave. I don't think that a woman is leaving that guy as fast, and I could be wrong. Most women, I don't think that most women are leaving that guy as fast as they leaving the guy that like him a lot and spending quality and spending a lot of time up under him.
Yeah, I don't think that the woman would be quick to leave on either side if they're together. Like if we're talking like they're really together, I don't know if we're talking marriage or not, if we're talking kids. If we're just talking dating or just them no kids, then yeah, maybe. But if they are like a family, I think that a woman would deal with either or and label it differently. But with your example you just gave, that's different. I took it to mean that he's using the money in place of the love, the affection, the emotional connection, that type of thing. I wasn't taking it like he just might not be able to be there as much as he wants, so he puts resources in place in his absence. I think that that's a little bit different.
People in the chat talking about saying, I know women that have willingly left 6 and 7 figure situations. I think that may be the story that they told y'all. You don't know what really happened. You know what she told you. You ain't get the other end of that conversation. Listen, I remember the what's her name? The superhead chick, the Karen Steffens chick. She said Wayne will always have access to her. Always. She said that she was with a guy that was a good guy, and she said that she will drop what she doing with him to go and visit Wayne if he called tomorrow. So
But
I
why
don't
did
know
she
what
say
y'all
that?
talk, huh? And she was
Did she
married
say
to the
that
good
because
guy.
but did she say that because of his money or because of her connection with him?
Wayne is connected to all of the chicks that he with.
No, but
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying?
is what I'm saying is in that case that you could be proven what I'm saying to be true or what you're saying to be true, depending. Like if she's saying that she would always be available to him because of his resources, and that's one thing, but it sounds like she probably really was feeling them then. Like it was
I think
probably more
that
of an emotional thing.
I think that when a guy has money, it's not just about whether or not he has money. It's what the money represents. Right? He represents a guy that is resourceful. He represents a guy that has more confidence. He has the ability to go out and get things and make connections and do things. So it's not just does he have money. It's also what the money represents and it's also what it does and the capability of what it does for the people and the family and the women. So it also feeds into his confidence. It also feeds into his demeanor, his swag. It also feeds into, you know what I'm saying, a lot of other aspects of it. And so I think that that's the part that's missing in the conversation. That a lot of guys that don't have resources, they don't have confidence. They don't. They don't
Well,
have the
I could see where that
confidence.
would hit. I could see where that would be a thing for a guy at a certain age. I mean, because honestly, yeah, well, let me not say that. I could see where that could hit a guy's
What was you about to
confidence.
say, Carrie?
No, because I don't. No, because everybody doesn't have the same goals.
Bullshit. We all got the
And I'm.
same goals. I don't care. Listen, I don't care what they tell you. We all got the same goals. Some guys, some people try to act like, oh, I don't care. I'm just willing. I just want to be a regular. No person, no man that I know ever said, I'm going to grow up and be a regular guy. No, they grew up with a Lamborghini poster on their wall. They wanted to be a rapper because they wanted to be a motherfucking star, and they wanted the visibility. And these motherfuckers is joining fraternities because they want to go to the parties and get the girls and all of that stuff. Nope, we all share the same sentiment. Maybe life beat some people up a little bit more or whatever, but I don't know anybody that said that I just want to grow up and be regular. We all have the same goals. We all want to be great. We all want to be rock stars. When we was in college, we all wanted to sleep with two girls at the same time. It's all the same.
Well, then some guys lie about it, because when Kevin Samuels was doing all of his shows, men one half of the men said they were high value. The other half seemed to say, like, I'm just an average guy, like, and that's what it is. I'm good with it. So
Yeah, I
some of
mean
them say like
that's what they settled into being because that's what their life circumstances are.
but
But
that's not what you said. That's not what
I
they're.
don't believe that any guy grew up and that's what his goal was just to be a regular guy. I don't believe
Not
that.
that.
Gio just said it. He said all men low key is keeping score. And the points is the dollars.
So do you think there's a whole bunch? This is kind of off, but do you think there's a whole bunch of regular average? I mean, I guess the answer is it. Bunch of regular men.
And life in general?
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Most of us
and
are regular people.
and assuming that everybody, like you said, most of them start off not without that being their goal. Why do y'all think that that is? Like, why are there so many regular men then? Because there can't be a lot that are not
I mean, because
abnormal,
life is
but
a
high
competition.
performers, or
It's a
what do you think
hierarchy.
that is?
Life is a competition. It's a hierarchy.
Well, I know there's always going to be people at the top, but I'm just saying it seems like there is a large chunk that's in the middle. Do you think that that's just somebody is better at their best than someone else at their best, or do you think a bunch of the guys in the middle are not operating at their best?
I think both. I think it's a bunch of guys in the middle that's not operating at their best. Um, and I think that as you continue to go through life, some people settle and get comfortable with, because see, you got to think about it from this lens, right? Right? It's almost like, oh, let me remove this. It's almost like this. Once people start to get settled in who they are, they only judge themselves against the people that's closest to them. It's almost like it's like being from a small city, right? If you in Cleveland, for example, right? You don't see many Wraiths. You don't see many Cullinans. You don't see many Lamborghinis. So you getting a 96 Impala, you the man, homie. You getting here in Detroit, for example, the big car
You
is a
say Ray?
Corvette. A Corvette. Big car is a Corvette here in Detroit. Cause you
Mm-hmm.
know, we big three. You know what I'm saying? You get you a Corvette, you riding a Corvette, you the man, homie. You know what I'm saying? But if I pull up in the 911, shit different for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, you go down to Miami with that shit, you a regular person. You know what I'm saying? You not special because you're not special with a Lambo. You're not special with nothing. You the man where you from. You a big fish in a small pond. But when you go outside of your zone, it's a different ball game because everybody rich or rich and over there is not just a millionaire. Is I'm $100 million rich. It's people that live on Jupiter Island that fucking, you know what I'm saying? You drive over from Biscayne, right? Biscayne Boulevard. You go over to Miami Beach from Midtown and Wynwood over in the designer district. You drive over that bridge and it's a fucking anybody that's ever took that trip, you know, it's a fucking black mega yacht that sit on the water that you're driving over the bridge to get over from Miami to Miami Beach, and that shit blew my mind. Every time I go over there and I see that mega yacht over there and it's all blacked out and it looked like a fucking spaceship and it's sitting on the water, you can't not notice it. That boat
Mm-hmm.
probably costs $90 million. You know what I'm saying? So either you're gonna be like, shit, that shit, it will make you rethink your life depending on what your mindset is. And it either gonna motivate you or it's gonna be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a visiting ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? This is a different type of money. And that's the way that it is in life with people, because I think that a lot of times people are okay with being a man in a hood, or being a man in a city, or being a man in a state, or being a man of their group. But people a lot of time, and so when they judge themselves, they cool with it. So they're middle of the fucking pack when it comes to looking at the grand scheme of things,
Mhm.
because you think you the man because you make $100,000. But if you looking at it, you go to New York, 1 out of every 30 people is a fucking millionaire, and they got 8 million people there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a hierarchy. They got apartment buildings that cost $100 million, or apartments that cost $100 million. So I think that people settle, but then they justify it by gauging themselves against people that they're familiar with or the environment that they're familiar with. It's not the same as gauging yourself on a bigger level, on a grand scheme of things, because once you get out of your comfort zone, you're gonna realize that you're not as much of the man as you thought that you was.